killed along with him could do. This is the single greatest chance for the Iranian people to take back their country. We are hearing that many of the IRGC military and other security and police forces no longer want to fight and are looking for immunity from us. As I said last night, now they can have immunity. Later, they only get death. Hopefully, the IRGC and police will peacefully merge with the Iranian patriots and work together as a unit to bring back the country to the greatness that it deserves. That process should soon be starting, in that not only the death of Khamenei, but the country has been, in only one day, very much destroyed and even obliterated. The heavy and pinpoint bombing, however, will continue uninterrupted throughout the week or as long as necessary to achieve our objective of peace throughout the Middle East and indeed the world. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. He's dead. There you have it. We've got the presidential Donald Trump proclamation. Khamenei is dead alongside many of his leaders, co-leaders of the nation. And the bombing will continue. He implores every single member of the military, IRGC, security, police forces, lay down your arms. Lay down your arms. It is over. The struggle is over. If you don't, well, if you do, we will grant you immunity. If you don't, we are going to blow you up. And the bombing will continue, says President Trump, for a week, maybe more. For a week or maybe more, the bombing will continue. We're going to see, I mean, right now, as of like 10 minutes ago, we're still seeing ballistic missiles get launched towards Israel and really all over the place. So we'll see. We'll see here. We'll see here. We will see where this goes. It's going to be very curious to see how long the IRGC keeps on launching off these ballistic missiles. Also, I'll say it again, and once again, I'll preface this by saying I hope this does not happen. If the Iranian regime has a dirty bomb, a nuclear weapon, this would be the time to use it, right? They are on the verge of losing everything. They're going to lose everything. So if there is ever a time, and like I said, I hope we do not see this, if there is ever a time that we would see this, it would be now. It would be very soon. It'd be very soon. So right now we are on nuclear bomb lookout. We are on the lookout for Middle Eastern nuclear holocaust here, for lack of a better word, better phrase. We'll see. What time is it in Tehran? No, okay. In Israel, time in Israel, 11:43 p.m. It's almost midnight. I'm in Iran, 1:13. 1:13. Mr. Froggy, thank you very much for the 5 gifted Rumble premiums. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Matt, stop it. What? Stop talking about the current geopolitical situation? No, I'm gonna keep doing that. We have a super chat from Popeye. He says, "Hey Matt, could you please move your image up to the top right?" First off, I should full screen that. He says, "So we can see all of the skyline." Yeah, I can do that. How about that? How about that? But then you can't see the sky. You know, maybe this is just the best way we can do this. Why don't we just leave it like that? Maybe that's the best way. What do you think about that? That's probably good. That's probably about good right there. Downton Annie says, "Thank you for welcoming me back. Being in the hospital was difficult, and by God's grace and mercy, I am home and my health is mending. P.S. Happy Ramadan to the former Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei." Annie, did you see the other day, everyone's favorite Somalian congressional representative, Ilhan Omar, was on X crashing out, having a meltdown, saying that it's racist and bigoted and so typical of Donald Trump to bomb Iran during Ramadan of all times of year, the holy month of Ramadan. It's bigoted and it's so racist. We need to deport this woman. She's got to get deported. You know what I was hoping, frankly? I was hoping that Donald Trump would have an ICE surge into New York during Ramadan. Ramadan in New York, they've got a big presence there. Surge them. Surge ICE, DHS, CBP into New York City during Ramadan. That's kind of what I was hoping for, to be honest. It did not happen. Maybe, I don't know. They're busy elsewhere, I suppose. Thank you, Annie. Thank you. And by the way, I'm very happy to hear that you have successfully recovered, hopefully, all the way, maybe most of the way. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Gypsy, this is Gypsy Freestyle Audits. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good Saturday afternoon. The Gaming Murph says the bombings will continue until the morale improves. That seems to be the case. And by the way, listen, hey, we just got done reading that Donald Trump Truth Social post. Did Donald Trump make any mention of boots on the ground invasion of Iran, war on terror 2.0? Did he mention that at all? Because I keep hearing from everybody that it's a war. Oh, Donald Trump got us involved in another war. He's just like George Bush. In fact, maybe he's worse than George Bush. It's another war on terror. We're going to invade Iran. Think of all the dead Americans. Are we even talking about boots on the ground in the Middle East? Have we even talked about that at all? Has anybody? Or have we just heard time and time again from Trump and Vance and Rubio that actually we're not doing that. We're not looking to do that. Elijah Fire says no boots, only nukes. Well, okay, hopefully neither. How about neither? Ramadan, Ramabam. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Almost 500K views. Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. Well, hey, hit that follow button. Make sure to like and subscribe. A good question. What does granting immunity look like in a war zone? I'm guessing Iranians seeking immunity want a ride to the U.S. No. They're not coming to the U.S. It means that we're not going to kill you. It means that once this is all over with, done and over, and the regime has been totally dismantled. It means former members of the IRGC, members of leadership, they're not going to be killed or tried or criminally punished. It's like, hey, it's over. We're moving on. I don't want a single one of these people coming into our country. How about that? And also, I know a lot of people are talking about there will be a refugee crisis. All of them are going to go to Europe. They are staying in Europe. We're gonna make them stay in Europe. We're gonna make them stay in Iran. They are staying in Iran. Regardless of what happens, none of them are coming into the U.S. None of them are going to Europe. These people, they are staying in Iran. They're at most somewhere else in the Middle East. They're not coming here. No Iranian refugees. They're not coming in. Zero. Boner Jam says, imagine being a superpower and taking 4 years to get nowhere. I'm American, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, there you have it. Do you remember when everyone was saying India superpower by 2020? India, 2020 superpower. India will be the world's #1 superpower by 2020. Now it's 2026. Can we check on India real quick? How's India doing? Can we check? I'm going to go to Jaipur. How's the superpower India doing these days? Just take a little look. A little bit more pooper than super, if I'm honest with you. Maybe they meant pooper power. India pooper power 2020. A little bit of a typo. little bit of a typo there. Must have been. Okay, that's fine, though. We all make typos sometimes. Okay. That was from Boner Jams. Thank you, sir. We have another one from Annie. Yes, I saw that incestuous lunatic say that. Karma Zibish, please, Lord, let her be deported. Matt, are we tracking where these are being fired from? Yes. Every single time the Iranians fire off a ballistic missile or send off a drone, we track it and engage in. I mean, not me personally, but yeah. Yep. We have more footage coming out of the. Where is this? The Dubai International Airport, which was hit with something. We actually don't know what. So the Dubai airport was hit with a drone or a missile. We don't actually know what, but hit with something. There was smoke, people evacuating the airport. Shout out one of my favorite viewers. He goes by the name Brutal True. Brutal True. Good morning there, brother. Hey, good evening for you. Thank you very much. Now, I need to get caught up here on this. Is out of control. Mr. Froggy, thank you again. Tweety Logic, thank you, Tweety Logic. The Whites Templar says the Iranian government would have 100% been a peaceful ally to the U.S. if it wasn't for Israel's blatant sabotage. You know, I'm not exactly certain of that. You know, can I push back a little bit here? I think it is important to not hate Israel and Jews so much that you start carrying water for Iran. I'm not telling you who to love and who not to hate. You can hate whoever you want, that's fine. But just don't let it consume you so much that you start carrying water for the Iranian regime. These people are not, listen, these people are psychotic. You might hate one. You know what? Here, how about this? I invite you to hate both, okay? But you don't need to hate one so much that you start to carry water and defend the other. This regime is not your ally. They're not your friends. You'd be better off just hating both. If anything, just hate both of them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Correct 1776. It says Ramadan Bombathon. That seems like what this is. Seems like what this is. Cindy Williams. Hold on. Yeah, I need to check for updates here real quick. Okay, by the way, oh, sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, super fucking hot. Thank you. Thank you. We've got some lunch now, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Anyway, okay, I was going to say we're getting red alerts in Tel Aviv again. I'm seeing red alerts pop up for Tel Aviv, which is what we are looking at right now. I'm seeing the IRGC publicly. They're talking about ramping up pressure. They're going to double down here. They're going to triple down, quadruple down. They're quadrupling down. They are quadrupling down. Time will tell how many members of the Iranian regime and the IRGC sort of take President Trump's advice. Lay down your arms. We're going to grant you immunity. It's over. It's over. If you say it's over, it's over. We'll see. We will see. You know, there is something that must be really deeply understood, and that is the power of propaganda. If you grow up in an environment, day one, every single year of your life, let's say you're a 35-year-old man or woman, and every single year of your life for 35 years, your school, your education, your media, your politicians, you're walking down the sidewalk, there's posters and flyers, and it all says, hate America or hate this or hate that. That really has an impact on you. It is very hard to walk people out of that, to deprogram. In fact, let me give you a more personal example. Let me give you a personal example. My great-grandmother was a World War II bride. She passed away in 2016. She was 98, 99 when she passed away in 2016. Until the day she died, my great-grandma Polly, she hated Japanese people. Hated Japanese people because she grew up on the West Coast of the U.S., American woman during World War II. And for her, over here on the West Coast, we had Japanese internment camps, and the Japanese, all the anti-Japanese propaganda, she hated Japanese people because that was the environment for 10 years during her formative youth, her young adulthood. It was, you need to be anti-Japanese. There's posters and flyers and everything, and they're demonic and whatever. She was 99. She hated Japanese people till the day she died. And so just like consider the environment that a lot of the Iranians have been raised in. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying all of them by any means. A lot of them, though, it is going to be so difficult to sort of deprogram a lot of these people. Seriously, I mean, you guys might know, following World War II, the U.S. government, in accordance with the Marshall Plan, we spent tens of millions of dollars trying to like denazify, sort of teach all these Germans that, hey, Nazism is super not cool, don't do that. We spent a ton of money. We had like education centers for Germans coming out of World War II to teach them, hey, that fascism is totally not cool, Nazism is totally not cool. It's a super it's tough, and it's very difficult to do. Difficult to do. And so Trump is out here on Truth Social saying, lay down your arms, total immunity. Let's just get on. It's over. Let's move on from this. I can totally envision that a lot of them are not going to want to do that. That they would rather die. I'm sure a lot of them would rather die than do that. That would not surprise me, given how powerful propaganda and your environmental upbringing, your environmental factors are when you're a young adult. It's tough to change people when ideas like that are that deeply rooted. In fact, I'll tell you kind of a funny story. I'll go back to my great-grandmother here. Right now, we're waiting for updates. I was born in Japan. My parents were working in Japan when I was born. I was born in Tokyo. And my great-grandmother, until the day she died, was livid, pissed off at my mom, her grandmother. My great-grandmother was pissed off at her granddaughter, it's my mom, because she gave birth to one of her great-grandchildren in Japan. That because she hated Japanese people. She hated them. How dare you give birth to one of my great-grandchildren in Japan? It's a disgrace. How dare you? She was pissed off. That's how anti-Japanese racist she was, legitimately. That's how deep-seated it was. Anyway, let me go ahead and try to let me pull up some updates here. That's the story of how I'm actually I'm a Japanese person. Can you tell? You can look at my eyes, right? You can probably tell if you look at my eyes. We have an update here I'm going to show you folks. This is a famous Burj Al Arab hotel in Dubai was just hit by an Iranian drone or missile. Famous hotel. So we don't know what hit this thing. It was hit by something. I would suspect probably a drone here. This is in Dubai. That seems like perhaps not enough damage to be a ballistic missile. But what does this mean? This means as of like within the last 5 minutes, Iran is still popping off. They're still taking shots within the last 5 minutes after Trump's Truth Social post. President Trump posted a statement on Truth Social announcing the death of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, earlier today, following joint Israeli-U.S. strikes, further stating that IRGC, military, and other security and police forces will have total immunity if they defect now. He goes on to say that heavy and pinpoint bombing will continue as long as necessary. Matt's Japanese. Watashi wa nihongo choto wa nasamasu demo nihongo wa muzakashi to omoimasu. You didn't even know that I am fluent in 19 different languages. You have no idea. Now, I'm scanning out here. You guys don't even know that really I'm the last samurai. Really, I've got samurai blood in my veins. I'm sort of a samurai cowboy, if you will. We've got the best of both worlds. Just now, breaking news, 7 seconds ago, the IRGC has targeted the Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia using ballistic missiles and drones. I want to pull that up on Google Maps here. Prince Sultan Air Base. You got to go deep to hit Saudi Arabia. Where's our map? Yeah, okay, so it's not that deep. Just a little bit beyond Qatar. The Prince Sultan Air Base is where it is. God, talk about a boring drive. You see this? Talk about the most boring drive in your entire life. What's it look like? We don't have street view. Not a lot to look at. It's like 100 miles of just desert. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So the Iranians have just fired either drones or ballistic missiles, maybe both, at Prince Sultan Air Base. And the reason why, presumably, is because this is an air base that the Saudis let us operate out of. These are, we're going to see U.S. military jets. Yeah, aircraft. This is our stuff, yeah. So we have photos on the ground. Look at that. We've got a couple pictures here. You take a look. Look at that. Well, I wonder how old some of these pictures are, man. There's a mess hall. Look at that. Some of you, this probably looks familiar to some of you guys, huh? Look at that. I don't know who the hell they are. I don't know. Anyway. All is temporarily quiet. Temporarily quiet out here over the skies of Tel Aviv. So President Trump, he made that Truth Social post about 10 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago. And we're gonna have to see how the Iranians respond to that. They might say, okay, hey, I want immunity. I'm looking for immunity. All right, deal, Mr. Trump. All right. What am I eating? It's one of my people's native dishes. It's a chicken katsu curry. It's from my homeland, okay? This is what my people eat. You probably wouldn't understand. It's a food, it's one of my ethnic foods. It's one of my stinky ethnic foods. Yeah, so this airbase, Prince Sultan Airbase, has been targeted. I guess we're going to be seeing ballistic missiles. We'll see footage coming out of there here pretty soon. We just saw a drone crash into a hotel in Dubai. So there has yet to be complete and total Iranian surrender. They're still going. They're plugging away. I've got a funny update here for you guys. A journalist friend of a network reached out and confirmed that Trump is using this is the Twitter page, Fatook's network, to monitor the situation in the Middle East. Trump is browsing some Twitter. How do you even tell what that is? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe you can tell what that is. Maybe Trump is tuning into the show. Maybe he's watching the show. Patrick D35, he says, I was at Prince Sultan Air Base back in 93 and 99. It was a boring drive from Esken Village to Riyadh in 93. Took about an hour. In 99, we had hardened dorms and was on lockdown. Sounds like probably not a lot of fun. Sounds hot. And I would speculate you probably don't ever need to go back, huh? Especially now, not these days. Do you want to be there now, right now? Probably not. Well, hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want you to take a look at this. Look at this. Current aerial picture over Iran and surrounding countries with only military flights visible in the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Qatar, and none are visible over Iran. Well, I would speculate still there's probably a large military aircraft presence over Iran right now, at minimum drones. But of course they're going dark. Transponders off. Classified information. Other than that, though, yeah, the skies are quiet. Skies are quiet. Matt, the president posted committee. I know, yeah, we read through the True Social post. That's right. You know what I should do? I should actually change our note up at the top of the show here. Bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do this. Trump confirms. Supreme Leader Khamenei is dead. Dead. You know who is probably having the time of his life right now is Mark Levin. Can we get a live check on Mark Levin's Twitter page? This guy probably can barely contain it. All right, what's going on here? He's alive. Well, Trump said he's dead. Trump said he's dead. Okay, Mark Levin is calling Bernie Sanders a Stalinist. The funniest name is Katarlson. Tucker Katarlson. Okay. He's going off on Katarlson. He's just up here. Okay. They got Khomeini confirmed. There you have it. Tucker Katarlson. Incoming missiles, is that right? Hold up, let me take a look. You guys know me. I just completely stay out of all of this political commentator drama. Tucker Carlson said this. Nick Fuentes said that. Candace Owens said. That's great. That's great. That's great. Wait a minute. Hold up here. I need to fact check something. Okay, so I'm seeing a report here that protesters are being shot at by security forces in Karaj, Mashhad. That's a town, it's a region, it's an area in Iran. This is in Iran. Allegedly, protesters are being shot by security forces. Security forces are firing warning shots now at the crowds in Tehran. Warning shots in Tehran. They're being shot in Karaj, allegedly. I see just one report here, and I don't see anything. I don't see anything corroborating that. Okay, remember that hotel in Dubai we took a look at that just got hit by something? We didn't know if it was a missile or a drone. Well, we have a bigger photo here. So this fire just kind of got out of control. It looks even worse now than it did when we saw it 10 minutes ago. If you didn't see the video, let me pull that up for you. This was what it looked like initially. This is a hotel, a nice hotel in Dubai. And it was hit by something. We don't know what. A drone. I would speculate a drone, a missile. I don't know. So anyway, now it's getting worse. Looks considerably worse now. That's not good. That's not bueno at all. Okay, this was a big question of mine. We knew that Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, was scheduled to go to Israel on Monday and Tuesday of this upcoming week to talk about his 20-point Gaza recovery plan. 20-point Gaza plan. That trip has now been canceled. Marco Rubio is not going to Israel on Monday and Tuesday. That had been on his calendar for weeks. So that trip has now been canceled. Considering the circumstances, I think that that probably makes a lot of sense, huh? Not going anymore. No. You know, if Trump is confirming this guy's death, because before there was some speculation, maybe he's dead, maybe he's not, I don't know. If Trump is posting it, you got to believe it. You got to believe it. Trump should bomb the bot farms so we don't have to deal with this spam crap in the chat anymore. You know what? Yeah, sure, that's not a bad idea. The bot farms, maybe they're in India. Probably China or India. Maybe that's what we're doing next. I don't know. Who knows? Folks, we just broke the 10-hour mark. 10-hour live coverage. Oh, we've got a light out there in the distance. What do we have out there? Could be a plane. Who knows? Who knows? Everything is quiet at the moment. Satchel of Richards, hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Time for a little snack here. A lot of bots these days. I keep reading these reports how every streamer on Twitch, you know Twitch, every streamer on Twitch is botting. He's botting, they're botting, you're botting, everybody's botting. Seems like everybody on Twitch is botting. I think on Twitter, I'll tell you, man, there's a lot I can tell. I can tell on X, lot of bots. So many bots. A never-ending amount of bots. Yeah, okay. The U.S. State Department has officially canceled Marco Rubio's scheduled trip to Israel. To Israel. Oh, okay. Take a look at this now. Breaking news. The IRGC is pushing to appoint an immediate successor to Khamenei, violating the Iranian constitution in the next couple hours. They want to appoint a successor violating the Constitution. Presumably, they have to have some fake election. They got to do the whole thing. They just want to skip the election and just appoint somebody. They went from Khomeini to Khamenei. They're going to need to go to like Khamenei. They have to do all the vowels. Okay, this is coming from Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings reports, senior Trump administration officials are telling me that credible intelligence indicated Iran planned preemptive missile strikes against missile targets in the region and against civilian targets as well. Failure to act would have resulted in mass U.S. casualties. This is coming from Scott Jennings. So we had intelligence to suggest that they were going to attack first, so we had to do it double first. I will tell you something here. This is something I was curious about. We saw, this was a couple days ago. It was actually the afternoon of the State of the Union address, so on Tuesday. Marco Rubio held a press conference with the Gang of Eight, the top-ranking members of the House and the Senate, and on the House and Senate Intelligence Committees. So the top 8 congressional representatives, effectively. And Marco Rubio held a private press conference with these guys. Include them in on Iran, what's going on in Iran. And all 8 of them, came out and looked like they had seen a ghost. Even Chuck Schumer came out and he was like, yeah, this is very serious. This is very serious, and Trump needs to address the public about this. Even Chuck Schumer, the biggest Trump hater in the world, said, yeah, this is, we've got a problem pretty much. So, presumably that's what they spoke about, was some Iranian plot to carry out a first-hand strike. Okay, we've got something from CENTCOM here, U.S. Central Command. We're doing a little bit of a fact check here. The Iranian regime claims to have killed 50 U.S. service members. Lie. There have been 0 reported casualties. The IRGC claims that a U.S. Navy ship was struck by missiles. Lie. No U.S. Navy ship has been struck. The Armada is fully operational. The Iranian regime is claiming severe damage to multiple U.S. bases. Damage to U.S. installations was minimal and has not impacted operations. This one here, we do have video footage of a ballistic missile blowing up at least some portion of the Navy base, the Navy facility in Bahrain, the U.S. Navy facility in Bahrain. We did see that. So they've done a little bit of damage. We need to keep it honest. They did a little bit of damage. But beyond that, yeah, we haven't seen much other than that. To keep it real here. Annie says, over here on YouTube, she says, one of Trump's greatest characteristics is his fearless and unapologetic honesty. Confirming that Khamenei is dead is not only believable, it's another promise kept under his peace through strength leadership. There you have it. There you have it. It is going to be very fascinating, concerning to see how all of this unfolds over the next week. Really, I am curious to see what the Iranians do, Annie, when they wake up. You know, right now, a lot of them are sleeping across the country. It's like, maybe 1 a.m. They're going to wake up 6, 7 hours from now. Are they going to be celebrating and cheering and marching in the streets, or is everybody going to be sad? Oh, they killed our beloved dear leader, the supreme leader. It'll be curious to see what is the response here once people are awake and once the sun is up. Thank you, Annie. Thank you very much. Fairness has been watching since 6 a.m. Eastern. You are the best for my go-to real news. Hey, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On a similar note, we have a super chat from Free Florida. He says, bro, I'm so impressed with your coverage today. I feel guilty because I'm sitting here eating food. I feel bad. Free Florida, hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm a human. I've got to eat sometimes. Oh, let me show you something. You're going to like this. Look at this. This is an image just released by the White House. It shows Vice President Vance and several cabinet secretaries monitoring today's strike campaign against Iran, Operation Epic Fury, from the Situation Room, while President Trump and other administration officials oversee operations from his Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach. So here you've got Bassett and Tulsi Gabbard Vance, these two guys, I don't know who their names are, in the Situation Room. And Trump is down in Mar-a-Lago with Rubio, Hegseth. Imagine sitting in that chair and having all of the live camera. I mean, the amount of information that we have access to right now, just a bunch of civilians on a computer, less than 1% of what these guys are looking at, right? Now I need to become president someday just so I can see what it's like on the inside. I just want to know. I just want to know what it's like on the inside, man. I can keep a secret. You can tell me. Okay, little write-up here, ladies and gentlemen. It should be noted that the death of Ali Khamenei would not necessarily mean the end of the war or the fall of the regime. Iran's leadership structure is complex, and the Islamic Revolution is not built around a single individual. When Khomeini died, a successor was appointed, and the same process would likely follow Khamenei's death. There was Khomeini and then there's Khamenei. We just got rid of Khamenei. Another possibility is that the next successor may not be primarily a religious figure, but rather someone with a more political profile. For now, this is just an initial assessment. The situation could evolve, and we'll have to see how events unfold. We're talking about a new leader. Okay, we've got a lot of updates here, ladies and gentlemen. 4 crew members were injured at the Doha airport earlier today and received immediate medical treatment. Minor damage was caused, not U.S. crew members, by the way. Minor damage was caused to the airport. Breaking news, Iranian First Vice President Arif has announced his intention to take full control of Iran under wartime conditions. So the Iranian vice president, now there's kind of like a leadership vacuum at the moment. Who's in charge? Who's calling the shots? The Iranian vice president is looking to take control of the entire country. Who are we talking about? This is him here. So he's looking to step up. He's saying, my country now. I am the shot caller. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. We also have a video to share with you folks. People celebrating in Tehran. Here's the problem I have with these videos is I don't speak this language, and I personally have no way to know if this video was recorded 5 years ago and they were celebrating the outcome of a soccer match or something, right? I have no idea. I have no idea when or why this was recorded. That's the one. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows. They're getting down with it. They're getting jiggy with it. That's all that matters. Who the hell knows? There's a video going around of a woman with her face covered in blood. She was injured at the Dubai International Airport following the Iranian attack. Maybe glass sliced her face or something. I'm just not going to show that. I'm not going to show that one. We had an injury there. And right now, I'll tell you what, right now, again, it's one of these quiet parts. Every time I say, seems like things are simmering down a little bit, then you hear the Tel Aviv sirens and you see another wave of ballistic missiles. So I don't want to jinx it here. J-Muck says, amazing, you speak 19 languages. Which 19? We'd vote for you. I speak English, Canadian, British, South African, Australian. I can speak English with a German accent. I could speak English with an Indian accent. I could speak English with a Chinese accent, although everyone would call me racist. I would get called racist, but I could do it anyway. By the way, thank you. That's a massive super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a massive amount of support. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's a huge one, massive one. Thank you very much. Now, if you want the honest to God answer, when I was 19, I spent a year working in Japan. 18, 19. I spent a year working on farms. I was a farmhand in Japan. I kid you not, for about 13 months. And so I became somewhat fluent in Japanese just by nature of being surrounded by Japanese people. But that was over a decade. It was another life. It was, I don't know, over a decade ago now. I haven't used Japanese once since then. So no, I don't really speak Japanese. Maybe I used to. A little bit. I speak a little German because my wife is German too. I've got a German wife. So we speak a little bit of German around the house. Man, I'll tell you, my mother-in-law, and my father-in-law, they're some real Germans. They say, hey, when I'm speaking to them, I need to be speaking German. Okay. Careful. Take a look at this here. This one right here. Breaking news, U.S. Central Command has announced the first combat use of low-cost, unmanned combat attacking systems, Lucas, one-way attack drones from Task Force Scorpion Strike in the attack on Iran today. So it's funny because Iran kind of like pioneered these drones. We have reverse engineered them, made them better, and now we're using their own kind of drone design back against them today. How funny is that? We've been sending in these. Yeah, the Lucas is based on the Iranian Shahid one-way attack drone. You're going to make suicide drones? We are going to make suicide drones. I almost said super cider. We're going to make super cider drones. I'm craving some super cider. That sounds good. Well, listen, I hate to jinx it. At this point, we might not even see any more ballistic missile attacks. Maybe it's over. Maybe Iran is done for the night. Time will tell here. Time will tell. Germany did it first. Well, who invented suicide? It's probably Japanese. That's probably my people, the kamikaze bombers. The Japanese were doing that way before it was popular. We need to give credit where it's due, I suppose. As terrible as it may have been. What a day. Literally, what a day. This has been one of the most dayest of days. Out of all the days, this is one of the most days. By the way, J-Muck, thank you again. Thank you again. I see another one here. Damn you, Matt Morris, and your 19 different languages. We'd still vote for you. Hey, maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Thank you very much again. Thank you. Boner Jams, he said, Iran is the official Ram Ranch of the Middle East. Ram Ranch, huh? Ram Ranch, huh? I thought you were going to say Subaru drones. That's the Japanese edition. Okay, I am quickly scanning for updates here, real quick, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you though, it is kind of quiet. Admittedly, I hate to be boring right now. Maybe it's good to be boring, but it's kind of quiet. There's not a lot of updates happening. It seems like maybe nothing has happened right now. Maybe everybody just kind of went to bed. The United States Armed Forces carried out nearly 900 strikes in Iran in the first 12 hours of Operation Epic Fury, according to Fox News, with strikes being launched from land, air, and sea and included drones, all while defending against hundreds of incoming Iranian ballistic missiles fired at Israel and the U.S. bases across the Middle East. According to the official in Bahrain, at the headquarters of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet, the Iranians hit, quote, an empty warehouse and a raid dome. Yeah, we saw that. Okay, it was empty. It was all empty. Operation Epic Fury. Seems like the Iranian regime has pretty much, for lack of a better word, gotten blown out. They got blown out. Like this was not even close. For all of the tough talk, it's actually crazy when you think about it. Like 10 days ago, Khamenei was on Twitter talking about blowing up U.S. aircraft carriers. Literally, the guy was on Twitter talking about how if the United States crosses us, we will use weaponry the United States has never seen before. We're going to blow up, we're going to sink the Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier. And now, 10 days later, he's dead. Now he's dead. Now he's just dead. Now he's dead, and none of our aircraft carriers got sank. The aircraft carriers are still floating, and you are dead. That's crazy. That's crazy how that went. That's nuts. That's crazy. I wonder what did he think they had? You know, you can't help but think back to Hitler and the Nazis at the end of World War II when the Soviets are closing in. This is after D-Day. It's after D-Day. France has been liberated. American boots are on the ground on the Western frontier, Western Front. And the Russians are pushing. They've pushed back across Poland. Hitler still clung to this notion of the Wunderwaffen, the wonder weapons. He still believed we are on the cusp of developing a wonder weapon, die Wunderwaffen. We're going to have this super weapon, and it's going to save us. We're going to turn the war around. And then it never came. You can't help but notice almost a similar phenomenon, right? With Khamenei, we're going to sink your aircraft carrier. Well, not really though. Am I getting tired? You know, no, I'm not really that tired. I am kind of I do think that things are maybe simmering down for the night. I do think, dude. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, big news. You're not going to believe this, actually. Breaking news, a district judge has just overturned Khamenei's death, issuing a bombshell ruling saying that President Trump must bring Khamenei back to life. Now, the Trump administration is expected to bring this to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. We're going to see what the appellate court has to say about this. This might even go to the Supreme Court. We'll find out. We'll see. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Supreme Court ruling, U.S. versus Khomeini. If they could, they would. You know, if they could, they would. Okay, we have a quick statement from the IDF. All right, does this guy speak English or what?
Today, we launched Operation Roaring Lion, an operation against the Iranian terrorist regime in full cooperation with the U.S. Armed Forces. This is an operation against the world's largest sponsor of terror, a regime that for years has called death to Israel, death to America, death to the West. We listened to their words carefully. We watched their actions, and today, we acted. We acted because we had to. We launched this operation by seizing an operational opportunity, conducting coordinated strikes against high-level gatherings of senior figures within Iran's military and security leadership. We can now confirm that these senior Iranian regime officials were eliminated by the IDF. Ali Shamkhani, advisor to Khamenei on issues of defense and Secretary of the Defense Council. Muhammad Pakpour, commander of the IRGC. Muhammad Shirazi, head of the military bureau of the Iranian supreme leader for almost 40 years. Salah Asadi, the senior intelligence officer of the Supreme Command. Aziz Nasirzadeh, the Iranian defense